back to Brick Gaming YGO. Today I'm back here with another video. Did take a little bit of a hiatus over Thanksgiving, but I am back now. I'm back here with more content, and today I will be giving guys more Myutant combos, particularly test hands. So test hands, I think, just show what you can do with different hands and show how you can kind of play resources and stuff like that. So I'm going to get right into this, but before I do, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, I would highly recommend it. The goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of next year. So please help out on that goal by subscribing and showing your support either in the comments or by liking the video. Now let's get right into this. So first off, this is the first hand. I randomly shuffled beforehand, and this is what I ended up with. So this is okay. It's fine. You got two brick cards going first. These cards are going good, really good going... well, this one's good going second. This one, you never want to see it. But this is perfectly fine. So you're going to start off with a pot of extravagance. So I will be banishing the top six random cards from my extra deck. Doesn't matter what you banish, as long as you have one copy of Synthesis and one copy of Ultimus, because you can infinite loop those two cards, and that's all you need. I'm serious, it's actually really cool. You can't infinite loop your traps all the time, but you can definitely infinite loop the big boys. So let's go ahead and see what we banish. So 2, 4, 6. Okay, this is perfectly fine. None of these cards matter. None of that even mattered. All of that is perfectly fine. So we're going to banish those 6, and then we're going to draw 2. No one ashed this during my last week. Literally, at locals, no one ashed this. It was hilarious. Okay, yeah, you now have a dead D-Shifter. D-Shifter is now dead in your hand. But that don't matter. You got Ash off of the draw, and now you have another way to banish guys out. So you're going to go ahead and summon down M05 and activate M05. Now, here's the funny thing. M05 and ST46 first effects were ashed so much at locals. Their second effects almost never got hit, which was really strange. I think it's just people not knowing how to play against the deck quite yet, and that just led to a lot of confusion over what to hit. So, I'm not saying it's free wins, but I am saying it's pretty nice. So we're going to tribute off M05, and we're going to banish off our copy of Beast. Now this hand does allow for a lot to do in the next turn, and then you're going to summon out Beast. And people who weren't paying attention to like how this deck worked, they get falling into the Beast trap. Oh, activate a really good spell. Activate Pot of Desires with like 3 cards in hand. Chain Beast. It happened so much this week, where I was just able to hit their power plays with Beast because they just weren't paying attention to the effect. And by that I mean, like, they read it, they looked at it, and then they're like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then they just play right into it, and it felt good every time. Now I'm going to set Punishment, and that's going to be the end of this turn. Now, this doesn't look like much, but you have a Spell Negate, you have Double Pop, you have an Ash, and you have Follow Up for next turn. So in case your opponent just outright kills off Beast and plays through Punishment and Ash Blossom, then you can just Mystic Mine them. You always, it's just a way to have another option. I know that some people don't like Mystic Mine, but this is one of the decks where it's not super toxic. It's only toxic if you deck out your opponent playing Mystic Mine. But unless you're going to deck them out and that's your only goal, Mystic Mine isn't actually that bad. It's actually pretty healthy for a deck like this. It's not healthy in its own version, and like True Draco, that's just toxic. But yeah, no, that was pretty good. You had at least 3 interactions, 2 of them being negates, 1 of them being an interruption plus a pop, additional pop potentially. And you also have follow-up play for the next turn, so it's not that bad. Off of a hand where like half the cards are bricks, it doesn't seem that good, but it's actually really good for the deck, as long as you don't get 5 bricks. Oh yeah, and talking about locals, the reason I didn't do a deck profile, I did change the deck. I threw in Nibiru's into the side deck. That was the big change. And I cut out Cosmic Cyclone because I don't feel like it's really needed, and Harpy's Feather Duster is just a better option. And during locals, I bricked on hand traps surprisingly quite a bit. And I saw D-Shifter like twice, so I was just getting really weird hands. I still did pretty decently well. I made a couple misplays, some things I can fix for next time, but I still did decently well. I went X2, so it's not the best ever, but it was enough for me to kind of learn the deck some more since I'm still learning the deck. And I realized the mistakes I made, and it's totally easy to improve upon. It was just some misplays, and it's stuff that I can improve upon for next time. And I should go back to locals and go X1 or XO with this deck, because no one knows how to play against this deck. And that's not, and people who don't know how to play against this deck or don't really know what it does make the matchup a little bit easier playing against whatever your opponent's playing. And yeah, as long as they're playing like really good technically, this deck kind of just wrecks people. Okay, let's see this hand. This is perfectly fine. So I'm going to go standby phase, and I'm going to start off in standby phase by activating E-Telly. Then I'm going to chain D-Shifter. So even if they hand trap E-Telly, I still am chaining D-Shifter no matter what, because now my opponent can't Valor me. I know that Valor sounds really weird, but in this deck, Valor actually does put in work against it. I will be summoning an M05, and I will be grabbing ST46. So this is all in standby phase. Oh, and also E-Telly's banished. Ooh, small mistake. So E-Telly's banished, and this is your hand. I'm next going to go main phase, activate Terraforming. Terraforming will, of course, get banished. And what you're going to search off of Terraforming will, of course, be Evolution Lab. Busted card. Now I'm going to activate M05, getting rid of ST46. This is just standard combo at this point. Once the deck gets more support, the combos could change. The combos could potentially change, but for right now, this is kind of the best you have. Then I'm going to activate Evolution Lab. Evolution Lab will reborn ST46, and I'll use ST46 on summon. Now, off of ST46, I will be grabbing... Thinking. Big brain time. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab Mutant Cry, because no matter what I do now, I'm going to have a fusion set up for next turn. And of course, off of Evolution Lab, I will be playing back Arsenal, get that additional draw, hoping for additional negate, hoping for additional interaction. So I'm going to cut, and I'm going to put back Arsenal. Arsenal will give me a draw, and I drew into a fusion. So cool. If I got hand trapped, that's perfectly fine. But since I'm going first, this card doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. Now you have some options. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use ST46. In fact, I'm going to get rid of Fusion in this case. Fusion's a dead card in hand, and I just don't need that in my life. I don't need dead cards in my life. So I'm going to go ahead and summon out Mist. Mist will be hitting the board. I never summoned... Actually, did I summon Mist even once? I think I might have summoned it once at locals. Like, Mist... You never make it. Unless you're playing against stun, then sure. Or like a really heavy trap control deck, sure. But 99% of the time, you never make Mist. Mist is just an easy target of a card to get rid of. Now, I'm going to set these two, and I'm going to go to end phase. Now, here's what we have for end phase. We have a Banish Draw 2. Easy. If my opponent plays traps, of course. We have a spell. Negate. Banish one of my cards. Negate one of your cards. Of course, the fusion, in this case, we could go for synthesis. That's about the only option as of right now. But we still have an additional pop, and then we have a monster negate. And then if my opponent messed up and plays into imperm column, I just feel really good on the inside. And that's basically a pretty nice combo. And then if my opponent can't get rid of these two big boys, I can easily just go for a rank 8 play during next turn. And depending on the matchup, like if I'm playing against a really monster heavy deck that doesn't really play spells or doesn't play spells that aren't really a problem, during this turn I could have easily just gone into Dingirsu and then set up protection, or I could have thrown a spell heavy deck and I felt like I was worried about it. I could have easily gone to number 38, so there are definitely options. And also, number 38 hasn't really done anything for this deck, unfortunately. Like, I've been trying to get it to work, but Dingirsu just feels like in this format it's such a better card. Like, I might just cut number 38 and then throw another copy of Dingirsu, because Dingirsu puts in like a million times more work than number 38 right now. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I honestly prefer Dingirsu. It's just a better card. It's just overall a lot better card, and I don't know, maybe unpopular opinion, but that's my opinion right now. I'm going to shuffle up, and I'm going to do maybe one more test hand. Unless I brick. Then it's going to be showing why I bricked and explaining it. So let's get the deck cut up. Okay. So far, okay. So far, this is perfectly fine. Alright. This is like a hand that you want to see, but never see. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Pot of Extravagance. And the reason being is that you have interactions already with your opponent, because you're going to be able to throw down D-Shifter and just feel good on the inside. Because you're going, of course, when you activate Pot of Extravagance, you're going to chain D-Shifter. So, chaining the boy. Then I'm going to cut my deck in half. Go ahead and go 2, 4, 6. And that is a perfect banish as far as I'm concerned. That banish is nice. I'm going to draw 2. And then Extravagance will be getting banished. So I drew into another ST46. That is perfectly fine. It's fine to see multiple ST46s. I'm going to go ahead and normal summon and use his effect. And then off of this, I'm going to, of course, go ahead and grab a fusion. Because with this hand, I can just summon down the next ST46 during next turn and feel perfectly fine. Plus, I have a guaranteed fusion because I can use ST46, banishing himself and banishing Arsenal to go ahead and grab the Beast of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then summon out Mutant Beast. Easy, easy. So you already have a spell negate, then you can go ahead and set 2. So here's what this end board looks like. You're going to have a pop, you're going to have a search negation, you're going to have a monster negate, and you're going to have a generic spell negate. Feels good. Feels good. Altogether, that's like a total 3 actual negates plus an interruption that could cause a negate. So yeah, I would not complain about that at all. And then you have follow up with ST46, because your opponent's probably going to have to go through a lot of their resources to get through that board, and if they can't, then they're kind of stuck. I hope you guys enjoyed the brief combo video. If you guys want to see more mutant combos, I'm totally down. I want to do some mutant thunder combos, so if you guys want to see some mutant thunder combos, that would be sick. Just let me know. Once again, all of your guys' support means a lot. It's really been helping out this channel, and it's great to see this channel still growing like at a pretty good rate. So please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, I would highly recommend it. And if you watched this far, hey, what's up? Thank you for watching.